Flex deep cross, inch perfect for Davis. His ball in, hits Granger, and will bounce the right side of the corner flag from a Rangers perspective. It's out of play for a corner. Weir makes the near post run, so too was Boyd in there. It's come off him and out of play for a goal kick. Well, I'd be pretty happy. Well, Craig Levine, just in consultation there with Peter Houston, with the way things have gone so far. Very similar job being done by United today than that they did against Celtic on Wednesday night. I just wonder how much of an effect that will have as the game goes on. It was a very heavy, strength-sapping pitch at Hampden Park on Wednesday, particularly after the game had been played there on Tuesday as well between Rangers and Falkirk. The fact that it went to 120 minutes. Might be significant later on. No shortage of players will fancy their chances from 12 yards, though, if United are given one from the spot today, though. Such was their success in the shootout. And Nachanovo's back on, but still is looking uncomfortable. There's an extraordinary standard of penalties shown in the week. As an Englishman, I'm full of admiration for anyone that can put a penalty away under pressure. No, he's not right, Nachanova. And I think that could be the end of his afternoon. He signals exactly that. Kenny Miller is the obvious replacement and will be on any moment. United have restarted play while Novo is down off the pitch again in need of treatment. He seemed to see his ankle buckle as he prepared to receive the ball there. Meanwhile, United can break against the 10 men. A really good challenge from Davy Weir, stop Conway getting too far. Now Davis. Here's Mendes. Broadford had made the deep run and then stopped. Nachanova clearly in some distress. He limps down the touchline. Premature end to his afternoon's work. Here come Rangers, short of a man in attack while Novo is off the field before Kenny Miller can come on. Here's Fleck. Davis. Ferguson working it wide for Whittaker. And still Stephen Whittaker. And still Stephen Whittaker goes. Oh, for a moment it was reminiscent of that moment in Lisbon. Stephen Whittaker burst through 5 or 6 challenges. Ended up putting one in the bottom corner. He's won a corner this time. Rangers make the change with Kenny Miller coming on to replace Nachanova. Miller, who had a goal in his last 7 matches since scoring in the 7-1 victory against Hamilton here. Deep delivery from Mendes. In again from Davis. It's hit Robertson. Zaluska perfectly at liberty to come out and handle that. There was no way that could be deemed to be a deliberate back pass. Away by Weir, and now Fleck. Gomez. Now Conway. Incisive delivery, David Robertson at the back post. He's not the tallest, and They could have done with a Kenneth or a Dodds coming in on the end of that. Well, we're in the final minute of the 45. There's just going to be 1 minute to be added on as well, after the treatment given out to Nacho Novo. It's Kenny Miller, beaten by Kenneth. Now Davis. Kovacevic in strongly. Boy doing his best to play it off Kenneth. Thought he'd managed it as well. Well, there should have been a corner, no two ways about it. Harry Kenneth getting away with one there. Broadfoot's challenge, putting the ball out of play for a Dundee United throw. And it's David Robertson who's picked up a knock this time. Away from the ball and not giving Kenneth the option of putting it into him. When it's helped over the top for Conway, it's an easy claim for Alan McGregor. Granger did well to keep it in. And that's the end of first half. Not the scrappiest, but it's certainly been really short of decent goal-scoring opportunities. John Fleck had the best for Rangers. A swirling left-footed volley, which was well tipped over the bar by Celtic-bound Lukas Zaluska. But nothing really to choose between either side, despite Rangers' slight territorial advantage. At the break at Ibrox, Rangers 0, Dundee United 0. Rangers who will get us off and running for the second half. Kenny Miller on alongside Chris Boyd, of course, after an injury to Nacho Novo in the first 45 minutes. No further substitutions made at half-time. Here's Pedro Mendes for Miller. Just had it taken off his toes. Gets it back again here, Kenny Miller, and Kovacevic puts it out of play for a throw. So that's it, back on his feet the quicker. This time a foul on Barry Ferguson does see Ian Bryans give Rangers a free kick, which he's taken quickly. Cheeky little flick from Ferguson. But Sandasa again defending from the front. He really is a player who puts in a shift. Different kind of striker in many ways to John Daly. Struggled for goals recently, Francesco Sandasa, but plays the role of lone striker so well. And United doing what they did to Celtic on Wednesday, shutting up shop and more than content to try and create opportunities on the break. And remember, David Robertson did force a sharp save out of McGregor in the first half. They'll be more than happy with 0-0. A very effective game plan put into operation well by the Dundee United players today. Foul by Kenny Miller. A shove on Ranger by Miller. Lukas Zaluska told to get a move on. Sandasa, nice take from him. Not too much in the way of support, although Robertson has made his way forward. Away by Bagheera. Boyd. Kovacevic there ahead of Fleck, who was off balance. It was a difficult one for him to try and bring down. Now Craig Conway for Dundee United. Granger's outside him. And United have a throw. Gary Kenneth has made his way forward, another imposing physical presence as Rangers have a player down, and because it's a head injury for Mendes, Ian Brines stops play straight away. Well, it's been a fantastic acquisition by Rangers, ever present since signing, and just catching, I think, the knee of Danny Granger. Already lost one player to injury, and is he going to lose his midfield playmaker at the beginning of the second half as well? Lee McCulloch warming up as a precaution there with Stevie Naismith. McCulloch, who played in a defensive midfield anchoring role last week up at Aberdeen. Now Gary Kenneth bringing it forward for Dundee United. Away by Miller, filling in as an auxiliary right back with Whittaker. Helping it back for Zaluska, who had the time to backpedal and take a touch. And no pressure coming in on Granger, who's got all the time in the world to bring it away here. And his long diagonal will find Warren Feeney. Bourbon has just dropped off on the edge of the penalty area, and a nice kick from Weir. Almost seized upon. Davy Weir attacking it at the near post. United slightly lucky to get away with, Rangers slightly lucky to get away with that, perhaps. Pedro Mendes back on now. Fought from Kovacevic. Broadfoot. Fleck. Mendes. Miller's lost out. Here's Granger. Robertson. Now Fleck. Broadfoot back into the feet of John Fleck and steered out towards Kurt Broadfoot again. And Boyd offside. Rangers very unlucky to see the offside flag come up against Chris Boyd there, albeit that had play gone on, he would have picked up the ball at a very tight angle. Mendes. Fleck couldn't play the ball back into him. Gomez for Bourbon. Run back by Ferguson, now Stephen Davis. Miller wants the ball played to his right-hand side, and he's got it. Boyd's in the centre. Miller's first time ball in, back towards Davis. And Darren Dodd stood firm. Bourbon able to bring it away. Conway turned into Whittaker. And Bagheera perilously close to putting that out of play for a throw. Here's McGregor. Sticking a foot in. Mendes. Kurt Broadfoot making his way forward from fullback. John Fleck. Back for Davis. Ferguson into the feet of Miller. Only Davy Weir of the Rangers outfield players is back inside his own half now. Bagheera, it's a great strong run by Magic Bagheera, who ends up on the deck. Granger is the player that put him there, and he was warned in the first half. And as a result, although Ian Brines has dropped the card, it is shown to Danny Granger. Well, Bagheera does have fantastic footballing ability and never afraid to motor forward. Can play as almost an orthodox right winger at times. And his pace and power too much for Danny Granger, who was forced to put him on the deck. No hard feelings between the pair of them, but a yellow card for Granger and a decent opportunity for Rangers. Flex delivery. It's come off the Rangers' head. It's a goal kick. Danny Swanson is being readied by Dundee United and will be the first of their substitutes to be called into action. Long throw from Granger. Bagheera there to clear. Defended by Davis. Whittaker takes over and Bagheera able to complete the clearance. Boyd looking for the flick for Miller, but it wasn't forthcoming. David Robertson, not the best header. Davis unable to find Whittaker, and that has given Dundee United a little bit of space with which to work, but they couldn't utilise it. So United will make their first change, and it's, I would imagine, pretty much a straight swap as Danny Swanson, former Berwick man, will come on to replace Craig Conway. Swanson, who has been primarily used as a substitute this season, only 4 times a starter for United. Boyd sneaking the other side of him to flick it on there. Davis, Swanson in strongly. Boyd again. Rangers throw. Best part of an hour gone. No breakthrough and not too many signs of one either. Rangers fans seeing points slipping away again. We've only dropped points to 2 sides so far here this season, Celtic and United. Here's Fleck. Fleck again. Now Whittaker, and he's got time and space to deliver the perfect cross. 5 targets for him, flicked on by Swanson. Boyd trying to turn and cleared away by Gary Kenneth. Sandasa stumble. Broadfoot. Weir. Dispossessed by Sandasa. Swanson's first ability to bring the ball into Rangers territory. Granger. Ferguson almost turned into trouble. It was David Robertson that threw himself into the challenge. Cleared long by Bagheera, and a nice trap by Chris Boyd. Mendes almost got it through at the second time of asking. Very unlucky that he didn't get it through the first time. Not the best clearance by Zaluska, but falling kindly for Dundee United. Very effective job, frustrating the home players and home support. Mikhail Kovacevic, who played against Rangers in the CIS Cup final for United last season, only his 2nd game. He's only featured sparingly this season, but has done an effective job whenever he has been in for United, and preferred to Sean Dillon at right back at the moment. Gomez. Zaluska, returned by Whittaker, but only as far as Dodds. Lovely turn by Swanson. Took Whittaker out of the picture. Good advantage play by the referee as well. Still Danny Swanson goes. Bourbon tries to take over. Bagheera's challenge can only divert the ball to Gomis. Dodds. Nameless ball forward really from the United skipper. Alan McCoy's looking on. Rangers with only half an hour to find the breakthrough now. Frustrated for an hour by a very effective and resolute Dundee United performance. Sandasa taking the throw quickly. I think the Rangers fans thought too much of that after Bagheera threw the ball straight back to Francesco Sandasa. Gary Kenneth sprinting forward to provide Granger with another target. Again dropped short, this time at the feet of Swanson. And that was a waste as far as the visitors were concerned. Well, the lead at the moment is 4 points for Celtic. Rangers fans hoping and expecting that lead will be close to just the 1 point today, ahead of Celtic's trip to Inverness tomorrow. And then, of course, the next league game sees Rangers travel across the East End for the third Old Firm clash of the season. The worry, of course, for Rangers fans is that if this ends 0-0, they might go there 6 points adrift. Free kick to Rangers, given away by Warren Feeney. Everybody from the back line forward, apart from Stephen Whittaker. It's a very deep one. And nobody attacking Lucas Zaluska, which made it an easy save for him. A good quick throw from the pole. Ferguson across the cover and knocked the ball out of play past Magaro Gomis. And Barry Ferguson was linked with a move away as well. Newcastle rumoured to be interested in signing the Rangers captain, although of course with the acquisition yesterday of Kevin Nolan, perhaps that move has been put at the very least on ice. There was plenty of talk the Rangers needed to sell one player during the transfer window. Haven't done so far, and I just wonder what the implications are with only 2 days of the window left, whether still they're expecting one high-profile departure, like Chris Boyd, for instance, or whether it won't happen. I wonder what will happen if nobody does leave. Well, the offside flag came up there, surely wrongly. Here's Feeney. And still Warren Feeney goes. Sandasa's in the centre. But the cross was a poor one, as everybody made the near post run. He delivered it far too deep. The game goes on, the happier he will be. 6 matches against the Old Firm without defeat this season would be some record for Craig Levein and Dundee United. Not there yet, though. Weir. Swanson. Bagheera. Oh, he's done brilliantly again, Madju Bagheera. Not a bad ball in either. Boyd. Well, it's a difficult chance for him because it fell behind him and he had to turn and wrap his foot around it. And still Zaluska was scrambling to make the save, but it all came from more good play from Magic Bagheera, who's really effective pushing forward down that right-hand side. Bagheera, who's originally brought to England by Dario Gradi at Crewe a few years ago now. And signed by Rangers from Charlton under the noses of West Brom. Well, he's had an excellent season. Whittaker. Swanson. Forward from Bagheera for Miller. Mendes. Broadfoot. Bagheera. Whittaker, nice back heel for John Fleck. Whittaker doing well to push forward, and again, not the easiest chance for Fleck. Rangers creating half openings now, but still, from the vast majority of them, unable to hit the target. And he's come closer than anybody to giving Rangers the lead today. Miller offside this time. Well, a lot of these are close calls. Dundee United keeping quite a high back line. It's only going to take one decision to go Rangers' way, and you sense that it could be dangerous. And I think that Miller perhaps was onside that time. I think Darren Dodds hadn't quite got him off. Forward from Swanson. Couldn't get the return ball. The Rangers have only made one change so far. They have Kyle Lafferty on the bench if they decide that they're going to try and throw some more ammunition up front. Chris Boyd had stopped there because he knew he was offside, but when the ball hit him, the flag had to come up. Lafferty and Naismith both waiting in the wings for Rangers. Midway through the second half, and still no sign of a breakthrough really for either side. Sandasa. Mendes wins the free kick. 4 of the last 5 meetings of these two teams have ended in score draws. Rangers winning the other one. Will this one be ending in a no-score draw? Here's Fleck. Stephen Davis trying to rectify the situation. It's a lovely ball forward for Whittaker. Takes it down well, but the finish was the worst part of the move. He scored that wonderful goal at Kilmarnock, and it was a really well-timed run. In fact, having said that, he might have been offside, but it was deemed academic by the poor finish on his weaker foot. Sandasa down, play goes on, and Robertson wins the throw. United are going to make another change, and it is a striker for a striker. Francesco Sandasa is the player who is going to come off.
Substitution for
and it's David Goodwillie who's going to come on.
Number 26, David Goodwillie.
Off comes the Spaniard, who certainly has run his heart out for the cause again. And David Goodwillie, just 19 years of age, who's scored 3 goals for United this season, all in the League Cup. And he comes on with 20 minutes to shine at Ibrox. Kovacevic's push on Chris Boyd, giving Rangers another free kick, another opportunity to get the ball forward. Fleck. Miller couldn't take it in his stride, and Boyd couldn't find Davis, who I guess was who he was aiming at. Rangers haven't left it this late to break the deadlock in any game that they've won so far this season. Here's John Fleck. Challenged by Kovacevic was a fair one. Goodwillie. So cross purposes there with Feeney. Mistake by Granger. Hit it straight at Davis. Here's Boyd. Mendes. Rangers quick to get bodies forward. Fleck back to Mendes. Often able to produce the spectacular, but not on this occasion. Kyle Lafferty is going to come on for Rangers. It'll be interesting to see who Walter Smith takes off. Will he gamble, or will it be a straight swap up front? Swanson. And Goodwillie's got in behind Magic Bagheera here. Still David Goodwillie, couldn't get past Weir. Swanson tries to play it back in, but Ferguson will be able to clear. And now John Fleck brings it forward for Rangers. Miller trying to make the run in behind Gary Kenneth, but the ball didn't get there. Gomez. David Robertson, whose father Doogie played for Rangers in the 80s. He's done well in just his 5th start of the season today, Robertson. Granger. The ball hit Ferguson, it's out of play for a throw. And Rangers will make the change, and it's Chris Boyd who's going to come off.
Substitution for Rangers, replacing number 9, Chris Boyd.
I just wonder if this is Boyd saying goodbye to Ibrox. 94 goals in 134 games. Will he still be here when the transfer window shuts? Kyle Lafferty comes on to replace him. Flat trajectory for Granger's throw, and the header was a real chance for Robertson. Second time today he's got on the end of a flick on inside the penalty area, but couldn't divert his effort past McGregor. Now Davis at the other end, and Miller. Back for Davis again. Murmurs of frustration becoming increasingly audible round Ibrox. It was a decent throw, an even better flick, and not such a good header from Robertson as he attacked it 12 yards out. Lafferty gives chase here. And Zaluska got his hands to it after Lafferty had flicked it. Well, he looks calm and collected, Lucas Zaluska, but his heart must have been in his mouth for a moment there, because if he'd mistimed this, there were serious implications. Now it's over the top for Lafferty again, and he's flagged offside. It doesn't count as he puts the ball in the net. He is convinced that he was onside. It's the latest in a long line of offside decisions that the Rangers fans and staff think have gone against them. Lee McCulloch just spending the ear of the assistant referee there. Now let's have another look, and he's clearly onside. Well, it was close. You can perhaps understand why the assistant referee did put the flag up, but he got it wrong. Lafferty onside, and it should have counted. Ian Bryan's, of course, just heeding the decision made by his assistant. Nothing he can do about it. But the majority of the crowd of just a few under 50,000, far from happy. Mendes, forward for Fleck. Kenny Miller's in the centre. Fleck goes down. Penalty to Rangers. Push on John Fleck. Ian Bryan's had a perfect view, and just moments after the ball was in the net and seemingly wrongly chalked off for offside, Fleck wins a penalty after a push by Kovacevic. And Fleck himself has the chance to give Rangers the lead from the penalty spot. It will be the first of, I'm sure, many senior goals in his career. He takes it with aplomb. John Fleck on the score sheet. Rangers with a goal that could yet prove so significant this season. He's won the penalty himself and converted it to give Rangers a 77th minute lead. Fleck, the hero of the hour for Rangers. Kovacevic, villain of the beast for Dundee United. It's his first, it will not be his last. John Fleck. And if he does have the career that so many expect of him, at a moment that the crowd of 49,918 to say they were here when he scored his first goal for Rangers. That's the career that some people expect of him. I would imagine many more will incorrectly boast that they were here as well. Gomes for Bourbon. Challenge coming in, which the referee takes exception to, and it's going to produce a yellow card. And Fleck, in the space of 90 seconds, has picked up both the first goal and first yellow card of his career. Dundee United will bring John Daly on in a moment. That will be their final change after this free kick from Granger. And it was a very awkward one to defend. Rangers far from short, and Kovacevic almost atoning for his error in providing the equalising goal.
Substitution for Dundee United.
David Robertson makes way for John Daly, which I'm sure will be the cue for Dundee United to go three up front in the 10 minutes that remain. Daly taking his place at the centre of the three. Good Willie on the left, and Feeney slightly more withdrawn of the three on the right. Dundee United, who did brilliantly to come back from 2-0 down at Celtic just 4 weeks ago, attacking this one with similar vigour with the 10 minutes that remain. Kenneth, roundly applauded by the United fans as he sprints forward to take this throw. Beat Bagheera, didn't beat Weir. Mendes wins it back from Bourbon, forward towards Kenny Miller. And Miller's got past Gomez. Only Granger back for Dundee United. Miller goes alone, and eventually Danny Granger did enough to force him wide. Strong run by Miller. And he's certainly due a goal. And in the end, he inadvertently kicked it into his trailing foot. Rangers free kick this time for a foul on Whittaker. Craig Levein thought his side were superb and with every justification against Celtic during the week. I'm sure that he will feel that his side have done him proud again today. Nevertheless, at the moment, they are on the wrong end of the scoreline against the Old Firm for the first time all season.